33 passed.
30 days, even if we choose to appeal this, which we will, we have to post the bond, which is the full amount and some, and we will be prepared to do that. They picked the wrong guy to pick on, in my opinion, because he's strong, he's resilient, and he happens to have a lot of cash.
As his lawyer said, Donald Trump is not going down without a fight. The former president vowing to appeal the ruling in his New York City fraud trial that resulted in a staggering $355 million fine and banned him from operating a business in the city for 3 years. Meantime, questions now about the fate of his business empire. Joining us now, Charles Payne, host of Making Money on Fox Business. Want to play for you what Governor Kathy Hochul says. New Yorkers, she thinks it's all fine. Watch it.
This is really an extraordinarily unusual circumstance that the law-abiding and rule-following New Yorkers who are business people have nothing to worry about because they're very different than Donald Trump and his behavior.
Charles, do you think business people in New York agree?
Oh, no, they have to be afraid. And a lot of them aren't going to actually come out and say anything, but we're going to see.
They don't want to get targeted.
Exactly. If you can, anyone who's thinking in their right mind has to understand, you may be in favor, the government in power may like you now, but if they can do this to someone they don't like, eventually they can do it to you as well. And so I don't see a whole lot of business folks out there cheering this. You were talking about a victimless crime, banks that voluntarily did business with President Trump, banks who would do more business with former President Trump. And so they find an ordinance or a law that it's never been used ever before in anyone else. You can't say it's not targeting. And again, following the report just now from Brian Eunice, I mean, think about this. We're in a city where that's already $1 trillion has left the city in business. Where commercial real estate is at 52% occupancy. We've got one bank, New York Community Bank, that stock is down over 50% this year in the last few weeks because there's so much concern over, these buildings being empty, these office buildings, and how many can we quickly convert to apartments and things like that. It's an awful business environment to begin with. And Charles, this has made it even more unpleasant.
Just a comment and then a question for you. I heard her soundbite a lot when she says Donald Trump and his behavior.
Yeah.
Okay, she didn't say his actions or the decisions he made as a businessman. She said his behavior. We know that Democrats hate Trump for his behavior.
Right.
They've made it clear. I thought it was an interesting choice of words from her. Secondly, who gets the money?
Every time I see these fines, like a bank is fined, $4 billion, right? And the SEC takes the victims never see anything, right? I don't know who's going to see this money. Again, no one filed a charge. No one filed a complaint. So it's just an old school. But I want to pick up on what you said because the judge made a similar comment in this, right? He says, speaking of President Trump, they did not rob a bank at gunpoint. Donald Trump is not Bernie Madoff. Yet defendants are incapable of admitting the error of their ways. It feels like the whole plan was to make President Trump bow, to humble him, to take away his swag, to remove the veneer of the anti-establishment veneer, to break him down. That's what they're looking for, like they're going for more than anything else. And it keeps backfiring. And every time it backfires, someone sees themselves in President Trump. Like, okay, there's all these cases out there. Maybe some are good, some aren't. But the bottom line is it feels like when you get something like this and you hear the commentary, they feel like that's me. The system is trying to bring me to my knees, and I don't have the wherewithal, but I have a person who's out there fighting for me. And I just think there's so many things, legitimate things out there that can be pursued, but there are so many, 92 indictments, right? It's such overkill. And then the sort of after victory laps afterwards is like, we're going to beat this guy down. I don't know.
Or like in the E. Jean Carroll case where her and her team are basically
like, we're
going to go shopping.
Yeah, wait, actually,
they try to take that back. But they said it and they meant, remember, they were laughing.
Yeah.
And I don't think a lot of businesses are laughing now.
It's a tough thing, and again, New York City is the brokest city in America with respect to the burdens out there. The average taxpayer burden is $61,000 in the city. Listen, offering cards to illegal immigrants, $10,000 credit cards. They're meeting people at the bus stations, greeting them. It's just a city that feels like it has its priorities wrong. And the problem here is that I watch Europe a lot as an economic cautionary tale.
Oh.
And because I don't want America to go down the same path, particularly Germany. And we are going down that path of uncontrolled borders, of personal vendettas, of regulations, too many rules. I mean, it's just, and we've been gifted so many different things, right? And we're giving that up, voluntarily giving it up for really pettiness. And it's scary.
Something we shall watch. Nice to see you,
Thanks a
Charles.
lot. Appreciate it.
2 o'clock.
I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
See Payne, there he is.
Thanks.
I'm Steve Ducey.
I'm Brian Kilmeade.
And I'm Ainsley Earhart. And click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis.